that people who order Uber Eats or DoorDash understood what it's like to be a driver. Like, I just spent 45 minutes on a delivery and had to pay $3 to bring this person their food because there was no parking, no free parking anywhere near their building, and they refused to come out and meet me. They tipped me $1.50 and Uber paid me $2.50. Like, I got approved 3 times the rent for income in 2 weeks, and I can't. And it doesn't matter that I'm working multiple jobs. It doesn't matter that I barely sleep and can barely afford to feed myself. I'm about to be homeless for the 3rd time since May. And it's all because people don't tip their delivery drivers. Like, how hard is it to throw us $5? I wish that
So part of the problem is it's the company itself. But this is a 55-second summarization of how capitalism works from top to bottom. And I'm going to describe to you why. First of all, it's not about fucking tips. It's about a distribution of profit that the corporation is not allowing you to get. Now, the corporation is not allowing you to get that because partially you are upset that the guy is not tipping you, right? You are upset that the guy is not tipping you. And you can't keep your eye on the prize or the real problem within profit distribution. Now, the other issue is you have no power to change the dynamic and ask or demand for a larger share of the profit distribution for each individual worker because of the actions that Postmates, Uber, and all these other gigantic disruptors in the tech space engage in. Prop 22 in the battle around it in California was a great example of this, right? So the other problem here, though, is that he's living in this level of poverty because the system is designed to keep him in this level of poverty. Okay? Can't get health care. It's super fucking expensive. You're already in a lifetime of debt. If you went to college, that's super fucking expensive. You have to take out loans. You have to pay those off, or else the interest on it is like interest on it alone is, life changing, life destroying. He is destined to a lifetime of wage slavery. A lot of you are, right? And that is because the system is designed to churn these results out. Now, why? Why is the system designed to do this? Well, because people want to be able to get fucking food for $5. That's it. And if you want $5 fast food directly delivered to you super quickly, then someone's going to have to be the fucking wage slave. That's the reality. What is this? Modern day slavery? Even Uber knows about this? It's disgusting. At Uber, we're committed to tackling the issue of modern day slavery and human trafficking in our business. Wait, what the fuck? Oh, they're talking about, oh my God. Oh, they're talking about like, no, they're not talking about like wage slavery or wage slavery based on capitalism. They're talking about like if someone is being like beaten up and abused and trafficked specifically into the United States so they can like operate as a slave for another person and share their earnings off of Uber. The human trafficking, yeah. Not every job is made for everyone, though. This guy should either lower his cost of life or find a better job. Yeah, I don't understand why the guy who just said he's working 3 jobs hasn't been able to find a better job. You're right. Totally. I just don't understand. Just find a better job. Hey, did you not see the Indeed commercial? Why don't you go on Indeed right now and just like move your, move that fucking bar all the way over to $68,000 instead of the, $25,000 that you're currently making. It's so stupid. I don't understand. The Bootstrap Factory is literally hiring right now. You can pick yourself up by your bootstraps at the Bootstrap Factory. If he had a degree and got higher education, he wouldn't be in this situation. What an absolute idiot. Yeah, no, I don't understand why he couldn't take on... First of all, you don't even know that he doesn't have a higher degree. There's plenty of fucking people with college educations that are doing DoorDash and shit like that. And secondly, yeah, why doesn't he do that in the United States of America where like higher education is, $100,000 minimum? I don't understand why he wouldn't do that. Just find $100,000 stashed around somewhere so you can get a higher education, you dumbass, right? Why doesn't his management position at his dad's yeah, exactly. I don't get it. Why doesn't your yeah. Wow, this guy's still going. He says just get a scholarship, lol. Oh shit. I didn't recognize that colleges were just like offering scholarships to everyone, especially if you're in already a shitty situation, in which case it's going to be harder for you because you're probably working while you're also going to high school. You're probably going to an impoverished high school regardless. Therefore, you don't have the access to the same kind of amenities that like wealthier neighborhoods have in terms of like, guidance and counseling and shit like that. So you're probably not even going to be able to get the scholarships because that takes time on top of that. But hey, why don't you just get a fucking scholarship, lol, so you can go to a college for free. They're just handing it out for free. Why don't you just instead, if that's your take, if that's your actual take, why don't you expand on that further? Because if the moment you say just get a scholarship, lol, you recognize that colleges are impossibly expensive. So when you recognize that, why don't you say, well, how about we do something different? How about we do something that other countries have been offering? Okay, free or nearly free higher education. Why don't we just do that? But no, that's fucking communism. So we can't do that. But you do recognize that it's very expensive to go to college. So what the fuck is wrong with your brain? Because like that guy is not poor because he's not working hard. That guy's working harder than most fucking people. Okay? He's poor because the budget shortfall is built into his existence. That's why he's poor. Because it is very expensive to be poor. It's very fucking expensive to be poor. Anyway, I once served a gigantic group of Danish men. They harassed me all night, got drunk as shit, and ended up tipping 10 cents. This type of shit happened to me all the time when I used to work gastro. I think there's still some amount of tipping that is appropriate for genuinely good service, especially when you require a lot of attention from the worker.
Be born rich next time, guy.
Anyway. Couldn't it be argued that this is a poor implementation of capitalism rather than a fundamental issue with capitalism itself? I mean, raise the minimum wage and remove the tipping system and fix the gig BS that Uber implemented? Why? Why is that all of a sudden magically not... What Uber is doing is capitalism. Why is that all of a sudden magically not what real capitalism is? That's the thing I don't understand. Capitalism requires an underclass. You have to have a fucking underclass. Someone has to be doing the shit work. Someone has to be cleaning the toilets. And the way to ensure that there is a person always cleaning the fucking toilets, and most people will be honest with you when you ask them this question, is capitalists love dunking on socialists and whatnot when push comes to shove and the conversation revolves around like who's going to do the unfulfilling work. Okay? The way to ensure that there's a permanent underclass is by keeping them in a lifetime of poverty.
Poo 4 months pog. "4 months big boy, let's go."
I don't think people realize how much ageism in particular defines their socioeconomic status early. Yeah. Okay, he's definitely working hard, but I don't know if he says he's working smart. My parents came from Nigeria and had to learn English on their own and getting an education while working too. My dad was a maintenance worker in our apartment just so we could afford the place we live at. My parents never made a TikTok to complain. All right, brother. First and foremost, what you are exhibiting currently, if I was talking to your dad and he had this kind of fucking take, would be survivor's bias. Okay? Like, just because your dad was lucky enough to be able to get a fucking well enough paying job, and by the way, I'm not undermining your dad's experience at all. He worked fucking hard. But like, just because that happened to your dad doesn't mean it's happening to this guy right now. It's a very stupid fucking take. It's also one that those who get away with underpaying want you to have. They want you and your fucking, they want you to compare yourself to this other guy that has literally the same exact interests as you do, to fight amongst yourselves. Okay? This dude literally trolls Hearthstone streamers, so I wouldn't bother with his shit. Who, this guy? You're saying this guy was unlucky, haha. There's always a way to solve your issue unless you're legitimately mentally handicapped. This is insane. Okay, I think I'm gonna ban you now. I was you were giving like good content before, but yeah, I think I was broke as hell when I was a kid. It's not impossible to get out of bad situations. I got a scholarship to UCLA. Don't tell me it's impossible to get out of situations where you can go homeless. It's impossible to get out of this situation where you just got banned permanently and none of the moderators are going to unban you.